Hello, everybody. Welcome to Not Daily Dose of Gaming News and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of news and updates I usually go about on Twitter X, usually on live stream stuff there, which is still an ongoing issue, trying to get around and have some time to do them basically. But yeah, yesterday I did manage to post my first Midnight Suns gameplay episode. At this moment, I will try to post them probably Monday and Thursday, so around 2 episodes per week. If I manage to get around having more episodes on the backlog recorded, I will try to aim for 3 episodes per week because at this moment in time I'm focusing on one game per gameplay series, at least for the episodic ones, so I can focus and I don't get to veer too much on other games. Then I lost the plot on the game that I was playing, and trying to remember all all the plots of all the games can be a little bit confusing to me. But yeah, I will try to, at least at this moment in time, I'm just sticking around with just one. And I did already correct this thing. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is here on the completed gameplay series, um, right after Jedi Fallen Order, of course. What else? I think that's it. Again, regarding live streams, when I jump in and do live streams. I cannot commit to a schedule there, mainly because of the fact that, again, my working schedule as a freelancer is always all over the place, even sometimes at weekends. I got some last minute stuff to do. But yeah, other than that, I will manage to go around to the daily program stuff, daily gaming news program. And again, now I'm introducing Midnight Suns. And as usual, any kind of update, especially regarding audio, it's usually my main concern here, especially on the microphone audio. And the kind of feedback regarding that is always very much appreciated. So let's go to the news. Seemingly out of nowhere, AMD launched the Fluid FMF, or the AFMF, which is a fluid motion frames, um, version 2. Again, this is not on the quality thing, like the final version of the oh my god, the how it calls the adrenaline. Okay, the adrenaline stuff there. But similarly improves a little bit more on the driver side, the latency stuff here. But yeah, the this is like fake frame rate stuff. Even though it improves a little bit, supposedly the latency there. This is kind of a different thing from FSR3 fake frame rate stuff, because FSR3 is on the game level and this AFMF is on the driver side of things. So it's a completely different thing. Supposedly, I'm not sure if it isn't compatible. I'm not really sure. I don't use this because I don't feel the need to use this kind of things, mainly because of the setup that I have, and usually the type of games that I use don't need like even low latency that I have. But yeah, it's interesting to see that they out of nowhere introduced this. And just as a reminder from AMD, we're still I'm still waiting for more news that I can cover regarding the Zen 5 CPU stuff there. But yeah, probably in 15 days we'll get more better information regarding this. But yeah, other than this, yeah, interesting to see. I don't use this by myself, so I cannot cover like I don't know the difference between one of the version 1 and version 2. What I know is this doesn't have anything to do with FSR3, which is implemented usually again on the game side, which is from the developer side, introducing these technologies. But yeah, other than this, I don't know that much. But yeah, it's good to see that at least they are pushing forward with their own software stuff there. I will assume it's more about competition with Nvidia. And talking about Nvidia, we got a little tidbit of information here on the industry side regarding potential lack of stock of especially 4060 and 4070 in the upcoming month or so. given that again they are focusing on the AI stuff there, and with that there is also some issues regarding the memory stuff in terms of the industry, like output of the GDDR6X in terms of supply. Some of them might seem that NVIDIA received a batch that it was not good, so with some quality control problems, which might in the end introduce a bottleneck on the production line, and again, it will cause a little bit of the stock of those 4070s, 4060. Again, they are the latest in the priority. We got the first ones, which is 4090s, 4080s. Um, yeah, we might see some increase in price, sorry, which is not good, given that these GPUs are not new. They already have at least some months on the market, especially with the refresh, the Super and the TI stuff there. They already been refreshed. But then again, at this level, 4070, especially on the 4060 side, in terms of competition, AMD has plenty of better options there, from the 7700X to even the 6800 XT. If you find it in stock, they still perform pretty good. And even 7800 XT competing with to a certain level to certain 4070 chips, the first ones that they came out. Yeah, they introduced a lot of better stuff there. On the 4070s TIs and Supers, we got the 7900, supposedly GRE or the XT variants to compete in that level. But yeah, at this price point, or the 4060s, you got this, even not Intel, no, it doesn't compete that well. But you got the 7700X, which X or no 7700 XT, sorry, that is a pretty good option at around those price points. Usually it's a little bit cheaper than the NVIDIA counterpart, and it performs, and it has a little bit more VRAM, which to a certain degree will help out on the longevity of those GPUs. But yeah, we might see some spikes in increasing price on the GPUs, especially on the lower side of the performance. So the 4060s, probably 4070s, uh, due to these supply chain issues and the fact that Nvidia is going all out on AI. So all the memory that they can have to put there, they will try to continue there. And for sure, they will take the this opportunity to wrap up the price on the 4080s and the 4090 chips, GPUs there, for sure. Um, yeah, that's why. Yeah, you just go for a little bit. Again, 4090s, you don't have anything competing with that. 4080s, you got the X 7900 XTX, which competes very well, especially regarding rasterization. Um, Regarding any kind of upscaling and all the technologies, NVIDIA usually tends to have the uplift there, even on ray tracing capabilities. But yeah, depending on what your case is, on the high end, I'm pretty satisfied with my own GPU, which is a 7900 XTX. I'm especially for the games that I play, 4K60, it's like a good level for me, given that all the technology available in terms of even on GPU power, I assume that I wouldn't get too much more out of 4090. But again, with NVIDIA, we still have the issue with the connector stuff. I've been watching especially on the past week, some YouTube channels. I think Northwest Repair, something like that. North Fix Bridge. In the last week, he got at least. He says he receives at least one 4090 per day to replace the connectors. Still, after all these basically years now. It's been at least a year since the launch of the 4090. He's still receiving every day, at least per day, 4090 GPU connector from the 12-volt power pin. Yeah, it's not looking good. I'm not sure if this will dent to a certain degree um, NVIDIA to a certain point, especially at the high end. because I think people, even though they have money, again, it's the matter that you have high-end GPU costing around $2,000 at the time that it came out, at least around $2,000 GPU. Then you, if you have to send the GPU to repair, it's at least 1 week shipping, waiting for the on the on the back burner for them to have that fixed, then receiving that, so more shipping around 1 week or two without ever the ability to use a $2,000 product because of a connector that I will assume costs, I don't know, 15, $20 to on materials to replace. Yeah. um I don't like this. I never liked this 12-volt power pin from the beginning. Again, I will not enter in the rant there. But yeah, the focus on this news is the memory there. I'm not even sure how GDDR7 introduction on the 50 series will um, affect too much in terms of supply on the 50 series, because I think they still have some of 30 RTX 30 series to sell. Say they have on stock for sale there. They launched lately the 3050 for the mobile stuff there, like new GPUs. I think the beginning this year they still were launching some variations of 3060 or something like that. They have still some stock for the 40 series, trying to get rid of that. So yeah, I don't know. Nvidia, even though they perform very well, they have a lot of nitpick issues for me. AMD is not the best to a certain degree, but they are delivering a better price for performance, especially at the low and in the middle range. But yeah, we might see a spike on these GPUs in the near future. In a month or so, for sure we'll get a spike there. In terms of games, nothing much happening except a continuation with some acronym mafia consultancy firms saga. Similarly, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, which was consulted by none other than the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. Again, shit show. In 11 days, 24-hour peak at the time of recording, give or take 200 players. Yeah, it's not selling good. Even though with all the shenanigans that happened, I have to go down here. When Cabrutus was trying to investigate, because they were saying that they didn't have anything to do with Sweet Baby Inc., he found a news article with mentioning Kim Belair, the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., being involved on the game, and that interview they on Edge magazine. For Flintlock, it was Top Archer who brought Kim Belair, the Montreal-based narrative director who has advocated for better representation story as a means of bringing new and exciting idea to games. She took the wonderful base layer Derek had, the world, and just elevated. Elevated to nothing. But yeah, and especially the involvement of this Sweet Baby Inc. The fact that, again, to a certain degree, take it with a grain of salt. Even at the time, Grumps, when he mentioned this, cautioned people that there was not a way of him to confirm exactly if all the information was completely true. But according to rumors, even from the main character being a completely different race and gender to a certain degree, and all the DEI injection stuff, the story, the standing and brave stuff there. Yeah, and the game itself, in terms of gameplay mechanics, it's not that good. You got here a top review on the most helpful review, so I think it's the people that vote yes on the fact that if this review was helpful. Yeah, basically the game feels unfinished. The store page described as so light, and it is in the worst possible ways. Light in build depth and variety, light on the difficulty, light on the content and length of the damn game. I complete the main story, including all quest sites and Inky feathers and all shrines, in 12 hours or so. I played in normal, so maybe the art difficulty is more of a challenge, but the big bosses were trivial. In the final boss fell over pretty quick, and the story is nothing to speak of. And the game keep crashing for me. Thankfully, the game seems to have seems to save its state before exiting or even a crash, which is weird by itself, but it's at least something that he never lost progress. Interesting that even after maybe he crashes when saving on the autosave feature, maybe some bug there. I don't know. Given that it doesn't lose progress, which is something that doesn't happen when the application crashes if you don't have anything saved. But every time that he turned up the game, it seemed to be autosave. So I think it's something on the autosave feature probably. But continuing. Don't get me wrong, I had some fun. I would have spent 12 hours on it if it was no fun to be had. It's particularly satisfying to switch between melee and rage combat relatively fluidly. Again, the word here, relatively fluid, so lack of fluidity on the combat there. Even on the platforming, I think it's a shit show to some degree. Or to shoot a suspiciously well-packed explosive barrel to clear a pack of enemies. Again, suspiciously well-placed explosive barrel. So again, world design and level design, the suspiciously well-placed things, but that fails to make up for everything the game lacks. Again, that's the main take here. Overall, I think this game is criminally undercooked. The concept and world had decent potential. At the time when I saw this game, I thought it was some mechanics that had some great potential when I started covering this game a few months ago. But the more info that we got, it seemed that it was not even good. And the combat isn't terrible either. So, given a few more years of development, could see this game being pretty good. Sadly, that we got just a mediocre and on almost every levels, which is the. I wouldn't suggest pay much more than $10 for this. Again, this is consistent also basically with this review. But yeah, as you can see, Flintlock, it's another shit show of acronym mafia holding. They're trying to elevate games to a state of people not playing it. Again, I think this is their modern audience, which is around 650 players in all peak. And even those 600, after 10 days, they completed the game and they were not interested in replaying it. And it's about, I don't know, 200 players as a baseline on playing the game. I think that's that modern audience they are raving and talking about there, which is, again, I don't know what to tell you here. Yeah, when a game is it's a project of art to a certain degree. You have to have some freedoms to explore. I don't know, depending on what you're tackling on the game itself. It's like writing a book. You have fiction books, you have romance books, you have books all from all kind of genres. The same thing can be said to a game, even though it has more technical things to do. But yeah, if you're just doing a game by checklist, usually it can seem a little bit pretty, but at the end, it will not attract the customers that you think it is attracting. Basically, that's it. And then we're going to finish up again. More stuff coming out from this Thomas Lockley. Lies about collaborating with Ubisoft. Again, this is from the latest episode of a podcast from a guy, which this guy seems to be in line with a lot of, I don't know, woke stuff there. But by how he writes on, I will show you the description of this podcast here. But yeah, just I don't know, recap this situation with this guy is a little bit tricky. It's a lot of stuff to covering. I covered this, the fact that he had some stuff with the Ubisoft podcast there directly. You got the thing on the fact that Lockley claimed that his book was fact-checked by Sakujin Kirino. However, it was not the case, so he completely rejected. Even though here around one of the interesting things is Lockley asked why he was interested in Yasuke, and translated basically said around 2009 2010 accidentally come across a link about Yasuke online As soon as I clicked it, I was fascinated by this real life figure. It was so romantic, adventurous, war filled, passionate, and agonizing that it felt like fiction. Well, there you go. Especially coming from a supposedly historian, professor of history, I couldn't forget about him. And about a year later, I started writing a novel about Yasuke for my own enjoyment. I paused to prioritize daily life like work and family, but resumed writing 2015, shifting towards an academic approach to pursue the truth. Again, you got the explanation basically here. He wanted to write a novel on what if scenario, which again, I think nobody has any issues with that. And the points come that all persons that I've been seeing, the main takeaway is people don't have an issue of picking nebulous or not any character from history that doesn't have a lot of information and trying to explore that in what if scenario speculation, romanticizing or imagine what again what if scenario regarding a character. I don't think people don't have any issues with this. Again, the fact that the main issue is how Ubisoft went about it, saying that it's an historical accurate thing here. But yeah, the last thing here regarding this interview, I didn't watch the complete interview because this is focusing on a gentleman from Japan thing here. I think it's another book from them. It's not from Yasuke because the Yasuke book is a dedicated book from Yasuke. But yeah, this is by the end of this episode. They start talking about the Assassin's Creed Shadow stuff there. Lockley stated on this interview, he talked about, I don't know whether the Assassin's Creed should have him as the main character or should have somebody else as main character. Frankly, I don't care. Um, yeah, okay. And one of the questions is, but you have nothing to do with anyway. And Lockley replies, nothing to do with it, which is a lie. You see no royalties on anything. No, no, it has nothing to do. Though my book is starting to sell well again, which is nice. Again, with all the Wikipedia edits and even on Britannica, which supposedly is a trusted source. Yeah, he went around and changed everything and used his book as a reference point or as a trusted source of historical accuracy or something like that. But then he added, but don't attack Yasuke as a man. Let's remember his man from who he was and the great things that he did. Again, I don't know what great things that the guy did. But yeah, on his Facebook account, again, this is kind of oldish. We continue to stress that he has nothing to do with the Assassin's Creed stuff there. But then again, we got the First Samurai here thing. And on this description of the episode description, we got a little bit here. Yasuke is one of the most captivating yet mysterious figures within Japan history. Mysterious. Again, if they were talking about Oda Nobunaga, I could understand better. But yeah, continuing. At the height of the Civil War, he crossed paths with country's most powerful warlord. Again, Oda Nobunaga. Again, this is a very interesting character. Did terrible things, but it's the philosophy of how he how he went about things. Might be worth exploring, and it is explored, especially in Japanese history and culture there. Their meeting bound the two men together and set Yasuke on the path to becoming the first known samurai of African descent in Japan. Again, lies, lies, and lies. Delving in the history behind one of the two main characters in the last Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Shadow, Matt Lewis, Thomas Lockley examined the few surviving historical sources to reveal what we know about Yasuke, Japan's first African samurai. Again, this doesn't match up because the few historical surviving sources do not reveal that Yasuke, this man, was the first African samurai. There is no written proof of that, not even a hint that that might be a possibility. Echoes of History's Ubisoft podcast brought to you by History Hit. Again, because to a certain degree, they are now trying to distance themselves, Ubisoft, regarding this. But again, this is, I will assume, it's a Ubisoft podcast, so it's produced by Ubisoft, at least in terms of money. Yeah, and the fact that there is very credence that they I think they even referenced the book as an anchor to design the character by itself and how the story goes to a certain degree. But yeah, today we're testing sort of key figure. Again, they referenced Yasuke as a key figure in this area of upheaval. Again, it's a lie. Um, and okay, the offer. Okay, the true story. The samurai. Even the title there, it's misleading. The true story of Yasuke, even though the book itself is kind of a novelization and romanticization of the character of the person itself. But yeah, what else can I say from this? Um, there is some comments here following last interview Lockley in Japan's regarding Naoto, which I'm not sure who this guy is. I used to think he was just a presumption speculative researcher. However, what I understand from his interview in the Japan Times is that he's deliberately lying. He who distorts history for his political beliefs is not qualified to be an historian. He also not no added, sorry, without his book, the latest Assassin's Creed would have featured Japanese nation as a protagonist again because there is a huge belief that the fact that the book has this kind of from Wikipedia to the Britannica promoting his book as a historical reference point for this character. Yeah, I think if it wasn't for this book, might as well happen that probably they went regardless with a goddamn black gay samurai. Uh, I don't have any issues with that. Um, I don't have any issues to the sense that if they are not trying to say that this is a depiction of historical fact, as Ubisoft has been mentioned until the non-apology came out to try to backtrack that. But yeah, uh, and again, here is the main crux where I think it could be used better. This character, even Yasuke could act as a mediator between the Jesuits and Nobunaga. That was not a role significant enough to make him the protagonist. Again, here is his opinion that mostly would have been an NPC. Again, I think it could be like a supporting character on the game in terms of the story. I think it will be more interesting given that again we don't have basically any kind of huge information about the person that lived at the time period. I think it will be more interesting to try and flourish a little bit his possible role, um, as long again as they don't claim that it is historical accuracy on this guy. But yeah, I think it could be used in a very different way that could elevate the sense of a character in like a mediator role with some importance, not only in terms of the plot of the game, but also as a quest giver or something like that. I think it would be interesting to see something like that. But again, they screw the pooch. But yeah, regarding this latest podcast again, so I don't lose the plot on myself. We got the video here again. A gentleman from Japan. This is regarding I think this latest book. This came out not long time ago, 18 June, month and something. But yeah, I'm just going to read the description here. Step in the world of intrigue and discovery as acclaimed author, again, acclaimed author and historian Thomas Lockley shares his fascinating journey and explore the captivating tale of Yasuke for African samurai in this compelling episode. Listeners are treated to an insightful conversation with Thomas Lockley, associate professor Neon, the mastermind behind the groundbreaking book African Samurai. Thomas takes us in a journey through his own life, tracing his passion for history, back to his grandfather's influence and an unexpected path to Japan. Again, the main thing is with the eloquence and depth, Thomas delves into remarkable story of Yasuke, a figure shrouded in mystery and legend from Yasuke origins as a foreigner in Japan to his rise as a legendary samurai in the service of Oda Nobunaga. Thomas unravels the layers of story to reveal the true answers of this enigmatic figure. Again, you can put all the words that you want. Historically, is just a footnote, and yeah, and the best description can be again technically it was a retainer, which is basically a step lower than personal assistant. um yeah um what can I say? But yeah, And then again, they go about a little bit here. Again, yeah, this yeah, the evil eye. Oh my god, the book called the Stu Storm. In the book, yeah, yeah. How it does? Yeah, even yeah, it's ratioed like hell. Yep, people already caught up with this one. But yeah, as you can see, the lies here regarding this guy. Yeah, he's screwed in Japan. I think I'm not sure if he fled the country per se or exit the country. But yeah, this guy is completely cooked, to say the least. Yeah. Again, they trying to flourish the enigmatic figures, the importance that he had on Japan history. Again, it's a footnote in history, curiosity at the best, for to a certain degree for the wrong reasons. But yeah, just in terms of historical accuracy, or you might consider him a footnote in history, basically, a not curiosity in that at the time of Oda Nobunaga. Basically, that's it. But yeah, this is what I got in terms of the news. Just a little bit update here on this latest that I caught up here. A gentleman from Japan. A gentleman, yes, indeed, if you say so. We got some gaming deals. We got for free still Feast, which is Forge in Shadow Torch. Again, it's a free game. It got some decent reviews when it came out. Seems like a 2D Metroidvania with kind of a Souls-like kind of combat there. But yeah, it's um it's a free game. Got also on Steam. Got Marvels of the Galaxy 80% off, which is a good price now. Yeah, I think the last time was that I can remember seeing this game on discounted was around 50% or so, or 60 maximum. But yeah, this game seems pretty good. Very positive reviews overall, which is always good to see. We got the Resident Evil franchise until the 5th of August. Again, I will leave all the Resident Evil links of the Steam pages there for you to complete the collection. We got Midnight Suns 75% off. For me, I managed to claim this game for free when it came out on Epic Game Store. That's why I'm doing this game. I will probably buy it after I complete it for sure. Probably I will afterwards in the future might do I don't know, a Dark Path Hunter after I completed the Light Path Hunter there. We got also Doom Dome Keeper, very interesting game, kind of a tower defense game in dealing with waves and such. We got a lot of challenge. Celebrating, they usually do community challenges, if not mistaken. Very interesting game. Yeah, got some role like kind of thing on the main core of the game. And yeah, 60% off. I think it's a pretty good one. Even the other bundles, the other edition seems pretty good. Yeah, I'm very curious on playing this game. We got also Blasphemous 2. I don't know about Blasphemous 1, but we got the bundle here, even though it's a little bit expensive. But yeah, Blasphemous 2 is on sale, the deluxe edition. Yeah, I think Blasphemous 1 is not on sale at this moment. But yeah, it's a continuation of Blasphemous 1. Again, I never played any of these, but probably will try it one of these days. We'll see how it goes. But it's not on my essential list or urgency list here. I got a lot of stuff to go through still, older stuff that I want to play before this one. And then you got Shardpunk, again, 33% off. Again, it's kind of XCOM-y on how it plays, and you got a demo if you're not sure if it is something for you. Again, I always like this kind of turn-based games. Always find it challenging, and this one seems pretty interesting. Got very positive reviews since it came out. On GOG, we got Alien Isolation, the collection. Got it around 3 days more to get around this one. If you're not sure, the base game is also pretty good. I did a gameplay series on this game long time ago in 1080p, I think. It's on the 1080p completed gameplay series there. Got also Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut, 85% off, and also 85% off on Deus Ex Mankind Divided Digital Deluxe Edition with all the playable DLC there. And lastly, we got Prey Digital Deluxe Edition. Again, I do recommend this game. Got stamp approval. If you're not sure if this game is for you, this sim, immersive sim game. But I made a gameplay series on this one. You can get a good idea in the first episode or so of what the game is about. Very underrated game, but it's got my stamp of approval, especially at this price point. It's a no-brainer, especially the standard edition. $3 for an excellent game like this. I think it's an excellent deal. But yeah, I will wrap up for today. Um, I will try to get around and see if I can manage to stream something today. I really want to jump in on New Game Plus on Elden Ring. I'm still trying though. I'm listening from here and there some lore videos so I can get more information regarding some theories here and there. Try to piece everything together in my head and probably do my own lore videos or theory videos. Um, if I can add something interesting there, I'm not just going to copycat content from other content creators. I don't have time for that. But yeah, I'll wrap up here with a plug on my Patreon for access support. This access support at this moment in time is more. It's more for me to focus on getting around. Getting a better storage solution for me to be able to get backups and stuff that I do for my clients, and of course extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.